I'm meteorologist Evan Stewart. It's Wednesday, October 7th here with an update on Hurricane Delta. It made landfall earlier this morning, and it is now moving back into the Gulf of Mexico and will likely strengthen as we go through the next few days, making a run for the Louisiana coastline. Here's the latest visible satellite loop showing the storm exiting off the Yucatan Peninsula. Right now it's moving to the northwest at 17 miles per hour. Winds are down to 100. It actually weakened a bit before it made landfall along the Yucatan Peninsula earlier this morning. It had winds of around 110 miles per hour, making it a Category 2 storm. So it has weakened, and it will continue to move off towards the northwest and likely strengthen as it works its way into the Gulf of Mexico. Here's the latest hurricane track from the National Hurricane Center. Again, the storm moving northwest at 17 miles per hour, likely re-strengthening back into a major hurricane, a Category 3 storm. So as we get into Friday morning, winds of 120 miles per hour sitting just south of the Louisiana coastline, likely coming ashore Friday afternoon as a strong Category 2 or a weak Category 3 hurricane. And then eventually the remnants will work their way up through the Ohio River Valley, bringing us some rain as we go into the weekend. But the storm, again, continues to be a strong storm with a lot of water that is going to be pushing as it moves through the Gulf of Mexico. Here's the spaghetti computer model plots. These are all the different computer models that we look at, and as we stop it here at 4 o'clock, you can see fairly consistent that the storm will come close to the Louisiana coastline by Friday afternoon. Notice how well packed the lines are, meaning there's a lot of consensus between the computer models. That's why we're very confident in this forecast track. Still some questions whether it's a little bit to the west, closer to the Texas state line, or a little bit farther to the east, closer to New Orleans. The official Hurricane Center track has shifted west just a little bit and is very close to the consensus of all these computer models. Once the storm moves on shore, it'll quickly weaken, and there's still some question as to exactly where the remnants will go, but by then it's just a remnant area of low pressure. But it will bring a lot of rain through the mid-Atlantic and the northeast. So let's talk about the alerts that are out for the storm right now. We have hurricane watches for pretty much the entire Louisiana coastline from just south of New Orleans all the way back into eastern Texas. Areas around Houston and New Orleans proper are actually under tropical storm watches. So again, this is the area that we're looking probably just west of Vermilion Bay as the storm comes ashore Friday. We also have storm surge watches up for areas just east of Houston all the way towards Mobile, Alabama, because we are expecting some significant storm surge. As a matter of fact, right around Vermilion Bay on the north side, we are looking at the possibility of a greater than a 9-foot storm surge. Keep in mind, if the storm comes in or on shore just west of there, we're going to see those winds coming in out of the southeast and the east initially. That's just going to pile the water up there in Vermilion Bay, and that's why we have a lot of those areas that could have the potential for greater than 9-foot of storm surge areas just south of Interstate 10. Could be some issues even here in the Lake Pontchartrain. You can see they're shaded in the yellow. They're indicating that there could be a 3-foot storm surge. These areas that are shaded in white, those are locations where there are levees that protect those locations, and the areas shaded in gray are mainly wetlands. So again, a lot of the areas along that Louisiana coastline already hit pretty hard around Lake Charles earlier this year with another hurricane, Laura. Could once again see some significant issues. Talking about those landfalling hurricanes, so far we've had 9 this year. It looks like this will be our 10th, which would be an all-time record, at least in the continental U.S., since we've been keeping records. And 3 of those storms, Cristobal, Marco, and Laura, made landfall in Louisiana. Cristobal is this one right here, and then this one right here is Marco. Just really clipped the southern tip as it was weakening. But again, Laura is the one that caused so much devastation here across southern Louisiana, around Lake Charles and into eastern parts of Texas. So we could have landfall very close in some of those areas that were hard hit already earlier this year. Could see the effects from our next tropical system. We are looking at the potential for the strengthening up to a Category 3 storm. Here are those water temperatures. You need water temperatures over 80 degrees. Got 86, 86, 85 along the forecast track. Some cooling of the waters once you get right near the coastline and the continental shelf, and the bathymetry shows that the water there is much more shallow, but we are seeing some cooler waters right there as the storm comes on shore. Again, that is looking towards Friday. So Delta has already set quite a few records. It's the earliest 25th named storm on record. We've only had 2, and that was Delta back in November in 2005. The last time we went to the Greek alphabet. It's also the strongest Greek alphabet named storm and the 10th named storm to make landfall The old record was 9 in 1916. Of course, we'll keep you updated on air and online, and always we'll have videos posted to keep you updated as well.